Reading with your kids.
Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, assalamu alaikum, shalom, jumbo, bienvenidos. Hi, my name is Jedley, and this is the Reading with Your Kids podcast, coming to you from the beautiful neighborhood of Reedville in the southwest corner of Boston, Massachusetts. We have a wonderful show for you today. Our friend Leslea Wahl is in to share with us some wonderful books that we will want to read with our teens over the summertime. And joining us from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, debut author Michaela Wulf is here to celebrate her new picture book, The Magical Chip Bag. Hey, for all the authors that are listening out there, I wanted to share with you this great email that we received here at the Reading with Your Kids podcast from Dr. Linda Mubarak. She is a past guest and the author of Maxine's New Job. Here's the email. Dear Fatima and Jed, good news! Maxine's New Job has been nominated to receive the prestigious Henri Award at the 2018 Christian Literacy Awards for Outstanding Literacy Work in the Children's Book Division. I sincerely believe your certifying Maxine as a great read helped bring increased social media attention to the book. Thank you for the exposure and the great marketing. We are so happy for Dr. Linda Mubarak that her book, Reading with Your Kids Certified Great Read, Maxine's New Job, received this prestigious recognition. We would love to help your book receive that same kind of recognition. If you are interested in having your book considered for our Reading with Your Kids Certified Great Read program, please visit our website, readingwithyourkids.com. You can click on the contact button, send us a note, and we'll send all the information back to you, or you can go right to our Certified Great Read page on our website. It's fun, it's easy, and it is really an effective way to let the world know that your book stands out above all the rest. The Reading with the Kids Certified Great Read program. Joining us right now from the beautiful state of Colorado. I need it. I keep saying it's beautiful. I don't know. I haven't been there, but I'm going to be there soon, I hope. And I'm really happy that I have this connection with Colorado. We have this regular guest, Leslea Wahl. She's on, and she comes on just about every month to share with us some great suggestions of books that we can read with our teens. It's so important to help our teens, I think, find some books that they're interested in, but also find some books that share the values that we hold dear to us. Please welcome back to the show the author of The Unexpected Role, Leslea Wahl. Leslea, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. And yes, you need to come to Colorado. It is beautiful.
Yes. Red Rocks is in Colorado. Am I right about that?
Yes, very famous place for concerts. A great place.
I've seen a number of different videos of concerts there, and I'm like, you don't need a light show. You just have the concert start around sunset. And that's it. It's just gorgeous. Yeah.
That was my very first concert was there, actually, when I was in middle school.
Wow. Whoa. All right. Well, then you certainly don't want to go anywhere else for a concert because it pales in comparison.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, today, as we're getting ready for summer, Leslea is here. And summertime has always been that time, I guess before electronics, it was always that time where people really looked forward to finding some great books to read while they're at the beach or in the woods or at the lake. And it was always that you always had your summer reading list, and people were really excited about it. And I think we should keep that tradition alive. So share with us some great summer reads.
Yeah, all these, to me, summer and summer adventure kind of go together. So they're all adventurous books, 3 great ones. The first one is Riddle at the Rodeo by Claudia McAdam. And this is a middle grade mystery, kind of a Catholic Nancy Drew type of thing. And it is so delightful. It's actually the kind of Christian book that I absolutely love, where the character's faith comes out in just a natural way. Some might call it Catholic light because it's not tackling any big moral message. But I think these are books that are just so important because they portray the characters as just regular kids with their faith comes out in just natural part of their lives, which is like the most of us, I would think.
Yeah.
So in Riddle at the Rodeo, the main character, Kirsten, is asked to help solve a mystery at a rodeo, obviously. And the mystery is really fun and intriguing, and one of those you're trying to figure out all the characters. But I also really appreciate this character's moral dilemmas. She feels really bad about the white lies she's told during her investigation, and she feels bad for the way she treated her little brother. And in fact, these feelings cause her to take a little detour during her adventure to stop in and go to confession, which I just thought was really cute. But it's perfect because those are the kinds of issues that our kids have to deal with every day. And I think it's wonderful to have characters that can show kids how to deal with those problems in a faith-based way. It's a great message for families.
Yeah. And you know, we've talked in the past about the fact that kids listen to books sometimes more than they listen to their parents, and you know, certainly seeing this character that kids can relate to and really get to know, you know, as you're reading a book over a course of days or weeks, and they really feel a connection to this character, and it's like, oh, the character decides confession is what I need right now, and what a great example for that. And I think it's a lot more effective than just having a teacher or a parent go, why don't you got a confession?
Yes, I totally agree. And that's a lot of the books I write are like that too. You just can show how to live your faith through a book, through these characters and their experiences, as opposed to just telling people this is what you should do. I think it's a much more effective way for kids especially, but probably for everybody.
Yeah. You know, the weird thing, you mentioned rodeo, the weird thing, I grew up in the city, and, you know, we saw horses, you know, the police horses, you know, maybe on TV or whatnot. But actually, two guys who grew up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, somehow these two city guys ended up working in the rodeo and becoming rodeo stars. It blows my mind. You know, but it happened. I don't know how it happened, but it did. And rodeo is one of those worlds where, I mean, I think reading the book would just be wonderful just to kind of see a little bit of that world that's such a mainstay in so many parts of America, but can be so foreign to, you know, folks who grew up in the cities.
Yes, absolutely. I go on to the rodeo here in Colorado a few times, but that was never something that I was involved in, and it was great to see the different, the different things that the kids did in the rodeo, the bull riding and the mutton busting. You know, she kind of tells all about them. And this is a junior rodeo because it's for middle grade kids. So it's interesting to see the different things that they're involved in and how they train and stuff. So yeah, it was very eye-opening. It was great thing to learn about.
Awesome. So that is Riddle at the Rodeo. What else do we have?
Okay, the next one is Escape by Glenn Haggerty. And he's written quite a few books, apparently. And this is the first in a series of books, middle grade also, but it's an adventure. And Escape is actually more of a short prequel to the story. It's a great book on its own, but it is a little short. It's very fast read, but jam-packed with action. Because it's short, this might be a problem because your kids will devour it so quickly that you'll probably want them to have another book to read because they'll go through it so quickly. But there's more in the series, so that'll be great. So it's about a young boy named Tyler. He's 13. And Tyler has made some bad decisions lately that has caused a lot of problems. But nothing compares to the danger he finds himself in on the particular day that this book is on. So right from the very first line, the reader's drawn into the story. So the first line is, I'd never seen a dead body before, but I was pretty sure the guy in the car trunk was dead. I mean, who doesn't want to keep reading after that?
That gets you,
And while I love the adventure aspects, I also love that as Tyler has to fight for his life through this whole ordeal he goes through, he has also fighting for his friendships and his reputation, and he really begins to clearly see the bad choices he made recently. And the lessons he learned are powerful reminders for everyone about, again, telling the truth, being a good friend, and also the importance of a loving family, which is great because sometimes kids don't realize what a great family they have. But this kind of show, he was able to see his regular little family was really important to him when he went through all the trouble. So that's a really fun one.
I love that because it is hard a lot of times for kids to see how blessed they are to be part of a loving family, no matter what that family looks like. And I think it's so very important that the kids are aware of what a blessing that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easy to think other people have it so good, but there are wonderful things, I'm sure, in most families that you can rely on. So forth.
Excellent. All right, so that's Escape by Glenn Haggerty. And do you have one more for us?
Yeah, the last one is a little bit for older teens a little bit, although there's nothing terrible in it, but it's called The Last Thing I Remember by Andrew Klavan, who's a very well-known Christian author. And this, again, I just could not put it down. A fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat page-turner. So it also begins just right out of the box. So average teen, Charlie West, he wakes up and he finds himself strapped to a chair. He's bloodied and he's bruised and has no idea how he got there. So he has all these scenes where he's escaping captivity and running for his life, and between those, he's trying to remember what happened, the last thing he remembers, and thinks back to that last day. And through the flashbacks, we really learn a lot about him, his family, the girl he had a crush on, as a troubled friend, and we find out he's a good kid who tries to do what's right. And these flashbacks really work perfectly and keep the action moving quickly. This is a series of books, too, which is great because you don't want to stop when it ends, because it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. And just once you want to keep going and see what happens next.
You know, with both of the books that you just recommended, I'm thinking that this would be great for those reluctant readers. Are the kids who are obsessed maybe with the video games, and because they need that action, and I think especially a kid who might be really loving the video games, especially the maybe the shoot 'em up games or whatever. This would be a great way to kind of hook them on the beauty of reading, because it's deeper than a video game. Video game, you get the flash and you get these actions, but you don't talk about the emotions of the characters, and they can't see the relationships, and they can't see the development. And I think that this just might be that thing that flicks a switch inside some of those reluctant readers to get them to maybe put down the screens and pick up the book, or at least turn the Kindle app on the screen and get them to go a little bit deeper.
I think that's a really great idea. Sad, because a lot of times at schools, the kids you have to read classics and so forth, but you don't get some of these exciting adventures necessarily. And so kids often don't think about reading, ones who don't really care about it, who are more into the action stuff, like video games. But there are some amazing, really action-packed books out there like these two that I think really would appeal to those kids.
You bring up something, especially about required reading in middle school and high school, and there are the classics. But one thing as I look back, no one ever explained to me why these books were classics. There was never like, this is, and if it's a classic because it's such a good book, I don't get it, because I'm snoozing here. It's not holding my interest. Help me understand what it is that makes this book so special. Maybe that would make a difference for kids, but I don't see that happening. Maybe I was asleep when they did that, but
Yeah. No, I have to agree with that. I remember my kids saying the same thing. They're like, why did we have to read this? It's not very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But everyone there's certain ones everyone has to read for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
and I'm sure there are some amazing parts to it, but it is kind of too bad because it can turn some people off from reading a bit if they're always having to read things that they're not connecting with. So it's nice to find ones where you can get into the story.
Yeah. I mean, I look back on I remember I went through a period of my life where after being an athlete in high school and in college at a very high level of training, when that was over, when the competitive sports days were over, and I would go out for a run for exercise, I remember stopping and going, why am I doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't mess up. I didn't, that's why we ran. We made a mistake and we'd run. So I equated running with punishment. And thankfully that kind of got over that. And now you learned how to appreciate the joy of exercise. And I think you're right. If the only time kids are reading is when they have to read something that somebody else thinks is important and doesn't bother explaining why it's important, then I can absolutely see why it would turn kids off.
Yeah, which is a shame, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we want to turn you on to the fact that Leslea is involved in a great website called CatholicTeenBooks.com. And when you go there, you tell us what folks are going to find when they go there.
Well, we sort our books in many different ways. It's 13 or 14 different authors. We list them by genre, by age appropriateness. We have lists for teachers that can tell you the themes of each book and the moral type of lessons. So we have videos on there that show our books. We have all kinds of stuff. So it's a great resource for families.
Yeah. And, one of the things, another book that you should absolutely check out for that would be a great summer read is Leslea's book, Unexpected Role. Give us a little snippet about what that book's all about.
Yes, and that is a really great one for the summer because it's set in the summer on a beach on South Carolina Island. And the lead character, Josie, finds herself in an adventurous mystery. And she meets a young man named Ryan that she helps her along with it. But she's also learned some lessons. She kind of left her town in Minnesota, feeling bullied and feeling like she didn't really know who she was. And she kind of gets a second chance to rediscover herself. And so it's a fun, adventurous mystery. Little romance, some faith, and humor all wrapped into one.
Awesome. That's Unexpected Role by Leslea Wahl. She is also the author of The Perfect Blind Side and Where You Lead. Leslea, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. It was great to chat.
In just a moment, we will be introducing you to debut picture book author Michaela Wulf. We here on the Reading with Your Kids podcast, we're really proud that we have been able to give voice to so many authors in every genre of children's literature, board books, picture books, middle grade books, young adult titles. We are proud that we've had authors on from all over the world. We are proud that we've had high-profile authors like LeVar Burton and Candace Cameron Bure. And we are very proud that many, many debut and independent authors have made their first public appearance here on the Reading with Your Kids podcast. If you would like to be a guest on the podcast, it's fun, it's easy, and it gives you the chance to tell thousands and thousands of people about your great children's book. All you need to do is to go to our website, readingwithyourkids.com. Click on the contact button. Let my amazing producer, Fatima, know about your great book. She will let you know the next easy steps. We're looking forward to you being on the Reading with Your Kids podcast. Joining us right now from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, we have the debut author of The Magical Chip Bag. Please welcome Michaela Wulf. Michaela, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm really excited to have you on the show. And we're talking about the magical chip bag. All sorts of images are running through my head. Tell me about this magical chip. Is this like a bag of chips that you get at a corner store that you can pull all sorts of crazy things out of?
You know what? I wish it was. It's about two children that have to eat healthy. They're not allowed to eat chips. They have to stick with apples inside the household and even in school. So they decided one day, I want chips. And a bunch of kids were at the store like, they giving away free bags of chips. And they decided to go get a bag, not knowing that the chips were magical and that the chips was going to keep reappearing every time they ate and finished the whole bag.
This could be, it would have been my dream when I was a kid. You finish the bag and you open it up and it's filled again.
Yes.
Now, what in the world inspired you to write the magical chip bag?
You know what? My 6-year-old, she's now 6, but when she was 3, she had a thing for chips. So I caught myself, me and her dad, running to the corner store every 5 minutes. Okay, I need another bag of chips. Like, why can't these chips be magical? I keep spending 25 cents, 50 cents. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write me a story, the magical chip bag.
Now, one of the things that you said is that you wanted to write the magical chip bag to promote healthy eating.
Yes, to promote healthy eating. I tried to, when she was at the age of 3, I tried to get her out that habit. Out the habit of, I want chips. No, go eat a piece of cheese, eat some broccoli. How about you have an apple as a snack? And it was like, but as a parent, trying to satisfy your kid, I'm just like, okay, let me just run to the store and get some chips. Wait, no. I'm not going to keep doing this. We're going to eat healthy in this house starting today. This is how this is going to go. You're going to have this. You have chips once a month. And that's just, that's it.
Well, you bring up a really good point because, here on the Reading with Your Kids podcast, we're all about inspiring families to read more together. But I understand that it can be really hard for parents who are juggling jobs and they're being pulled this way and that way to carve out the time. And it's the same thing when, we're wanting our kids to eat healthy, but it can be such a struggle. And sometimes it seems so easy to just go down to the corner store and grab a bag of chips and make the kid, give the bag of chips so the kid stops crying. But you and your husband did what, I hope all families do, which is to just kind of take charge and say, nope, we're not going to go the easy way. We're going to suck it up and we're going to listen to my baby cry, and it's going to break my heart, but this is the best thing for her.
Yes.
Yeah. It really is. Tell me what was the one thing that kind of gave you not so much the courage, well, the courage and the determination just to kind of put your foot down and go, nope, we want to make healthy choices. I want to teach my child how to make healthy choices, and it starts today. What was it inside you that gave you that determination? It
was when I realized how much I was running to the store. And I know inside the house, I have apples. I have broccoli. She liked the carrots at the time, too. But no, my baby crying, I got to go. Let me run to the store. No. But then I had to change my habit in order for her to adapt to the new changes. So it was like, I can't promote healthy eating to her, but mommy and daddy is like, well, while she eat that apple, we're going to eat this candy cake and we're going to eat the chips that we bought her. So, we sat down, you sit down as a family, you talk about it. These are the things that we want to change. Now, I can give you a bag of chips once a month, but as of now, we're eating healthy. We have to eat healthy. We got to think about our health. We got to think we can get sick. We don't, we want to go to the doctors and you don't want to hear them. Oh, well, she's overweight. And then as a parent, you're like, oh, well, that's my fault because mommy just giving what she wants. And I'm not thinking about the risk that it can affect, the risk that it can have on her body. I'm not thinking about that. So I had to think about and reiterate, like, let me take a step back. No, this is what we want to do. Once a month, you can have your chips. I'm fine. I'll compromise with that. But you have to eat apples, carrots, your vegetables.
Yeah,
and that's just that.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. I had to make some major changes. I was a bachelor for a long time, and I knew how to make myself great steak and cheese. We make steak and cheese sandwiches here in Boston. Now you guys eat cheesesteak, but we do it a little bit differently. But I knew how to make all that stuff, and I would go to McDonald's, and it wouldn't be 1 quarter pounder. It'd be 3 or 4 quarter pounders. And when I became a dad, I said, we got to make some changes here. And I knew I wanted my kids to eat healthy, but it's like, wow, they can't see me eating all this stuff here. So I made changes, and it was hard, but it was great, because not only did my kids develop good eating habits, but I did too. and it was really helped make my life happier.
Yes, because I caught myself drinking more water. Now I see her. Like I said, she's 6 now. I see her drinking more water. Oh, Mom, no soda, no juice a day, Mom. I'll rather a cup of water. Oh, that makes me happy to hear. I don't got to be in the kitchen making Kool-Aid. I don't have to run to the corner store. Yes, water it is. Have some water, honey. Mom, can I get an apple? Sure. You sure can. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have an orange. So we both going to be eating some type of fruit together.
And that's, you point out something that after you get over that initial battle, whether it takes a day or a week or longer, that the kids really kind of adapt to those changes really quickly. And one of the things I found is that, once you start eating healthy, a lot of that food that you used to love and really binge, it doesn't taste as great as it used to.
Right.
Yeah, so it becomes easy to make that choice and to pick up an apple instead of a bag of chips.
Yes, and I actually agree with you because I haven't had McDonald's, I lied to you not, over a year. And just the other day, I'm going to go get me a burger. But it was like, no, this is nasty to me. I don't want this. I'm going to go in the house and make me my own dinner. And I was like, that's because I didn't have it in a long time. So now it don't taste the same. That was like $1 something wasted, but I didn't mind because I was like, that's not what I want. I thought I wanted it, but that's not what my taste buds want. It just don't taste good to me.
So what was it? So you wanted to create a book that would help reinforce those habits, those great habits that you taught yourself and your daughter. But did you always envision yourself as being a children's author?
To be honest, no. I always worked with kids since the age of 15. I started off as an after-school youth leader. Then went and got my degree in early childhood education. And like I said, she's the one who inspired me to do it. Then once her father passed away, it was like, okay, no, I got to do this. I got to show my kids different. I want her to see that anything is possible. Let me stop playing and putting it on the back burner. No, let me see how far I can go with this. Let me do something that I want to do, a goal set for me. So I was like, sat down, reached out to people. I said, no, I'm going to accomplish this goal. I need my kids to see anything is possible. If mommy can do it, I can do it. Nobody can tell you, no, you can't do that. No, yes, you can. Once you put your mind to it, you can do it.
And I love the fact that you gave a great example by reaching out to people to get some advice and help because, writing a kid's book, it can be challenging. But you were able to do it.
Yes, it can. You don't know how to end it. You don't know where to begin. Would the kids be interested in this type of picture? It's just a lot. It's a lot of brainstorming and a lot of ideas before you be like, okay, before I really take this leap of faith, let me get opinions. What would you think about this? Or how you think I should end this? Because this is my idea of ending it, but how would you think a kid would react, towards the book? Because that's what it's aimed towards mostly, so.
Now, the book was just recently released. What has there been any reaction to it so far?
Honestly, I have got 2 reactions.
Uh-huh.
It was sent via text message to me. One kid, mother said that she loved it. She had questions the entire time the mother was reading the book to her. Then another person, she read, this is an adult who read it. She said, oh my God, I was hoping for more. So would you do a part 2 to it? And I was like, I probably would. I probably would do a sequel to add more. Like this is what's going to happen the next day. And she was like, but I understand, I got the overall concept of the book and what you was trying to teach the kids. But she was like, at the end, I just like, I want more. I need more. And that made me excited because I'm like, this is my first time. I didn't expect, I was nervous to put it out. I didn't know how people will react. But criticism come with anything that you do in life.
Sure.
So you got to be prepared for it. It's only going to make you better as a person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's something that what you just said is so important, and it's something we talked about here on the podcast a lot. It seems like there's so many parents out there that love their kids so much to the point where they don't let them fail, and they don't want them to experience any disappointment. They don't want them to experience any failure. They don't want them to hear any criticism. But as you just pointed out, that's part of how we learn and part of how we grow is by trying something, taking a risk and trying it and putting it out there and, waiting to get reaction from it and learning from that reaction.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited. What does your daughter think of that now that her mom's an author?
She's excited. So everyone that comes to the house, did you read my mom's book? Did you read the book? It got my name in it. Did you read the book? And I just be looking at her smiling because I'm like, my baby is really proud of me. Like, I know I make them proud on the regular, but for her to, did you read my mom's book? That brings something like to my heart where I'm like, oh my God, I really did it. Mm-hmm. I did it. Now I can't stop here. I can't stop. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. This is exciting. I'm remembering back to when my kids were 5 and 6 years old. That was a long time ago, Michaela. Now my son just got married a couple of months ago. My daughter graduated from college. And you're at the beginning of this amazing journey. And, I'm so happy for you because it's obvious that your daughter is so important to you, and being a mom is so important to you that you're not expecting your kid to kind of follow along and do what you're doing. You're making major changes in your life for your kid. And that's such a beautiful thing. And it's a very rewarding thing too.
Yes.
Yeah. So there could be a Magical Chip Bag 2 on the way.
Yes, it could be. Yes, it could be. Yes, sir.
Well, I know the book is available on Amazon. Is it available anywhere else?
At this moment, no, just on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. And it was just released, and it takes time to get books into stores, into other websites. So, you are at the beginning of a really cool journey. Is there a place where folks can connect with you if they wanted to know more about the Magical Chip Bag or just learn more about Michaela Wulf?
Yes, I can be contacted on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Just type in my name, Michaela Wulf, and it will come up. Anyone can message me any questions that they have about the book. Just any questions they have for me, I wouldn't mind. I'm open to answering anything and just, meeting new people, just getting out there.
We've been talking today to the author of the debut book. It's her first book. The name of the book is The Magical Chip Bag. We've been talking to Michaela Wulf. Michaela, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Please be sure to join us for the next edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast. Our guest will be the author of My Magical Words, Becky Cummings. I had a fantastic time speaking with Becky. I know you're going to love it too. That's why I really want to encourage you to make sure you subscribe to the show wherever you find your podcast. You can subscribe to the show over at the iHeartRadio app. We love the iHeartRadio app, and not just because they nominated the show to be the best kids and family podcast. That was really cool. But we have so many people who are finding the show over on the iHeartRadio app. We would love for you to subscribe to us over there. We can also be found on Spotify, on Podbean, on Himalaya, on Podcast Addict, of course on iTunes, and wherever you find your podcast. Please, please, please subscribe today. We want to thank our guest today, Leslea Wahl. We want to thank Michaela Wulf. We want to thank my amazing producer, Fatima Khan. I want to thank my beautiful wife. And most of all, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to make the world a better place by reading with your kids. I'll be looking for you in the next edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast.